Good afternoon, friends. This is Jannie Burdeti, the music director at Richmond Presbyterian Church. I am so thrilled to be introducing a series of hymn sings that we will be producing weekly every Sunday afternoon. We will start with Oldies Goldies, the cherished old chestnuts that we all love. I want to first thank those of you who have sent me requests for specific hymns and shared with me fond and special memories that are personally tied with a particular hymn. These memories are so special and is part of the reason why music can be so powerful, that it can conjure up such profound emotions and memories. I want to also give a huge thanks to the singers, Isabella Ho, Tucker Goodwin, Gloria Moore, Mary Hansen, Heather Min, and Andrew Whiteside, for spending their time to help and contribute to this project and for singing so beautifully. Within the past few days, with their help, we have recorded over 40 hymns. That's a lot of hymns. So that it is not too overwhelming for you to sing so many hymns at once, we will be posting 7 of them each week. Enjoy. The first hymn we will be singing is Blessed Be the Tie That Binds, number 481 if you have your book of praise. The words will also be on the screen. This hymn was requested by Gloria Moore, and in so many ways encapsulates the reason behind this whole hymn sing project. The author of this hymn is Reverend John Fawcett. One day in 1772, after 7 years of pastoring, 33-year-old Fawcett got a call. He had established a reputation as a theologian, an inspiring preacher, a serious scholar, and he was now wanted in London. So the family packed up, climbed into a wagon, and waved to people who had come many miles to say goodbye. The scene was heart-wrenching. And Fawcett at that moment realized that he could not leave. He turned the horses around, unpacked, and stayed with his people for another 45 years. Out of this experience, he wrote his famous hymn, Blessed Be the Tie That Binds. It is a favorite hymn for Christians facing separation and is an affirmation that friendship and community are the true measures of wealth.
Okay, holy, holy, holy. 70 years ago, when I started courting my wife, Betty, I had to go to church, Marpole Presbyterian Church, and they had church in the morning and in the evening. And so twice a Sunday, I was going to church. I wasn't a church-going boy necessarily, although my grandma was always trying to push me into it. Anyway, I learned Holy, Holy very, very well at that time. Anyway, holy, holy, holy.
The next hymn, And Can It Be, was selected by Bill Green. It was a hymn written by Charles Wesley to celebrate his own conversion in 1738. Bill Green writes, "My grandmother Green was very active in the Carlisle Methodist United Church in the north of Hamilton, Ontario. She was active in the women's groups, did a lot of visiting, especially with the new families to the area, preached at various churches in the area as needed, and was a member of the church choir. My grandfather was a church choir director in their early days. It would have been interesting to know how their relationship evolved. My grandmother had a lovely, strong singing voice and loved to play the piano in the front parlor and have others join her in singing favorite hymns. It was a wonderful ministry. One of her favorite hymns, and mine, was the Methodist Charles Wesley hymn, Amazing Love, or How Can It Be?" Rock of Ages number 240. Written in 1775 and called A Prayer, Living and Dying, Rock of Ages was inspired by a personal experience of Toplady, the author of this hymn. He was out walking and was caught in a sudden rainstorm. Near him there was a rocky cliff with a deep crevice, wide enough to admit him. As he was sheltering in the rock, he thought of how, by faith, we shelter in Christ from the storms of judgment. It's interesting that the first time I heard this hymn was in a piano trio, where the American composer Charles Ives quotes this tune. Lord, Speak to Me, number 767. This hymn was written in 1872 by English author Francis Ridley Havergal and music by Samuel Wesley, son of Charles Wesley. Samuel Wesley was a contemporary of Mozart's and sometimes referred to as the English Mozart. This hymn was suggested by Mary Hansen.
Lord, speak to me, that I may speak in living echoes of your tone, as you
in the garden. This is one of my favorite hymns, although it is not in the Book of Praise. This is the first hymn we've had also that is written in the 20th century. It is a gospel song written by Austin Miles. According to Miles' great-granddaughter, the song was written in a cold, dreary, and leaky basement in Pitman, New Jersey, that didn't even have a window in to let alone a view of a garden. The reason why this hymn speaks to me so much is because it is so personal, that we have found Jesus in the garden within our own hearts. My life's desire is to have a personal relationship with Him, to hear Him, to feel His presence, to see Him in everything and everywhere.
I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God is closest. And He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of His voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that He gave to me within my heart is ringing. And He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
A Mighty Fortress, number 315, will be our closing hymn for today. A true classic hymn written by Martin Luther between 1527 and 1529. I had to harmonize this and write 4-part harmony with this tune for school. The most famous chorale based on this tune is of course by Johann Sebastian Bach. Many composers also used this tune later on, including Buxtehude, Pachelbel, Handel, Telemann, Mendelssohn, Wagner, Debussy, to name just a few. The rendition we will be doing today is by Hans Leo Hassler.